name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our first project for this month's scrapbook workshop kit, Extraordinary Life. If you'd seen my video that I did this morning, you will see that the run through of all the beautiful papers that come with this kit. And now what I've done is I've cut them all up and we're ready to do project 1. So project 1 is today, project 2 will be on Wednesday, and project 3 will be on Friday. I've made, with this particular one, I have made a few tweaks which I will explain as we go on. But I have decided that this project was going to be for a beach holiday that we had in a place called Parga in Greece way back in 2013. So let's see what we've got. So as usual, let's see if I can get those into the camera shot. It's always a good look. Give myself some space. There we go. Right, okay. So I've got my glue dots. So one in each corner. Sorry, not each corner. Top left, bottom right on both of my 12 by 12 platforms. So these, if you haven't seen them before, are removable glue dots, which basically means I can hold my work down and I don't have to, excuse me, they won't move, and it makes life just a little bit easier. Now, so this is the base paper, which is very pretty. It is in Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so that's side 1. Let's move all this over to here and we can do exactly the same on side 2. Oops, almost run away there. One there. And one down there. Okay. Right, so we can pop those away so they're out of the way. I'm not falling over them. So I have gone over the what the instructions say, and I'm going to just tweak it as I go along. So I'm sort of going with the instructions, but not quite. So that is, let's see, the layout is going to be very similar to the instructions, but my photographs and what I do with them. Back over here, thank you very much. And then, right, so it now suggests that we've got 2 pieces of willow white. One goes there, and the other let's put that over there, goes there. Now we can hold those down with Stampin' Seal. So what I generally do is I just put a bit in the middle. Reason being, just in case you decide you want to tuck anything, just in case you want to tuck anything, you know, underneath. If it's just being held in the middle, it makes life so much easier. Okay, let's do that. So the basics on this is pretty easy. It's the same for both sides. So this is this beautiful paper, but they've done it with the crosses. So again, just down the middle and line it up. And then you can put it on the opposing side. You see that the sun has decided all of a sudden to start shining. It's been quite cloudy but very sticky and warm here today. But obviously I can just see the shadow coming here, so apologies. Hopefully it doesn't move too much. If it does, I will have to pull the curtain. Okay, so this is the Flirty Flamingo, which goes down here. And it's the light side. So this is the 12 by 12 two-toned cardstock rather than the normal A4 single toned. All right. Now, this is where my first thought. We have these strips, and in theory, the strip should go down there like so. But I'm actually thinking that I might put them on there. I think I prefer that way. Okay, so there's my first alteration straight away. On there. There we go. So that will go over the top, all the way down to the bottom, and then I will do the same with this one. I just like the contrast strip for that. Why are you sticking up? Go on. There we go. And down again. Right. Okay, so with the accessories or the embellishments, you get these two cutouts. Okay, so as you can see, they say Project 1. And they're a weird shape, and it's because they are pockets. Now, you're going to have to score them yourself. They don't come scored. So just what I did was I lined it up with that bit there and straight down. Once you've scored it, you then turn it over, and you can get yourself, oops, sorry about that, get yourself some double-sided sticky tape. And as usual, it's sitting on my arm of my camera, so I can't actually bring it over. So I'm going to do that to go there. And hopefully this is not going to make the camera swing too much. Sorry, my finger is stuck on. My finger's got stuck. There we go. So I'm going to put a tiny bit down there, like so. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. And that will just keep it in place, and that will create a pocket. One that goes here and one that goes on this side. So let's do that. Okay, so let's go all the way down. And it just enables you to, this particular pockets enable you to put photographs inside. But obviously if you didn't want to, and you had the pockets, you could quite easily put souvenirs in them. You know, tickets that you may have collected on a day out, a small program, something like that. So it's quite good to have these little pockets. Now this one is a side pocket and should go about there. So let's get my pointy tool and we will take off the the backing. 2, stick that down there, and then do the same on this one. Bring it over, and then you've got it. 3. Now this pocket is not just a pocket, but it's also a backing for one of the photographs. So I'm going to pop it there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is that photograph I got is going to slide in here. Keep catching it and pick it up. There we go. Slide in there. And then you've got the journaling, should you wish to go in as well. So that could sit there. There is another photograph that is going to go here. Just going to see if I can bring in the photograph. So that photograph there is of my son. And I've got a smaller photograph of my daughter. What have I done with it? There she is. And she's going to go there. This is them all on the beach. Okay. And then over here, there should be 2 photographs, but I'm only going for one. because I want them the full size. So I'm putting, that one's going to go there. And then I've got a flip flap which will go on the other side once the cover is on. So there we go, that is my mum. And then there's this pocket here, which you could have it going straight. And then I've got 2 photographs to slide under, and they're both of my children just asleep in the sand. And what I will probably do is I will make sure that one of the photographs is actually stuck down, and then this one can come out, kind of thing. Okay, so I am going to stick this one down. Again, I'm going to take off the backing of the double-sided. What we could do is do it the other way around, do it that way, and then that way. That makes more sense, doesn't it? And then the sticky sticks. There we go, and then that goes down there. Oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. If I do, I apologise. Right, so that's going to go about there. There we are. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photograph of my son, and I'm going to put him in on an angle like that. So I'm going to use just a tiny bit of the thing. There, that's that one, which means that my daughter can slide in there without having to, she can come out. And then I'm going to stick my mammy here. Just want it to be slightly higher than this one, but not higher than this one, if you see what I mean. So that seems to work. So that is the layout for this particular project. So now you can bring in our embellishments, but what I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to try and pull the curtain over and see if I can lose the shadow that I've got looming. Yeah, that seems to work better. I think we're there. Right, good. Okay, so this project comes with these beautiful flowers which just pop in and scatter around the edges. There's a sentiment here that says life is just a journey. There's some stars that go around. More flowers. There is a pocket that can go in here so you can write information on it. This originally would have been for the 2 photographs, but as I said, I'm only going to use one and then use a flip flap. We've got a nice little sentiment that says the best of days. Got a little pocket here. A bit more flowers. However, I didn't think it said beach as much as I would like it to have said beach. So I have brought in a stamp set and dies. It's called Summer Happiness. So you've got these lovely dies and stamps, and the dies are here. Also, it's got some great sentiments. We've got summer adventures, so happy together, and fun in the sun, which I thought was quite appropriate for this project. So I'm removing Life is a Journey. I have stamped out Summer Adventures. I had some spare of the Designer Series paper left over, so I'm going to mount that, and it's going to go down here. So let's do that while we're contemplating life. Oh, I haven't stuck my son down. I haven't done the same with my daughter either. Okay, so let's stick him down now before we get too further afield. He will stick into there. Perfect. And then I'm going to pop her onto the back of this. Part of me wants me to do that, because they wanted it to be that side, but I'm wondering if it was this side, whether it would... You know what? I know it's... because I'm covering up the one E which I wrote on, but I'm going to have it like that, I think. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that onto here. There we go. And what I've done is I have stamped out some of the things from the stamps that I've just shown you. So I've got things like sunglasses, flip-flops, some cherries. I've got a drink, a camera. So I can dot those around as well to make... I'm not going to get totally rid of the flowers, because I think some of the flowers will be quite good. For example, I could pop this flower here. So this is a peel off. I'm just going to check I like it first. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Make sure that it sticks. It's not too sticky, so that I can pop it in. So I'm thinking something like that. And then you could add a pair of sunglasses. I want to leave the bottle there, down there, because it mirrors that one she's got up there. And maybe I could add... No, I don't like the cherries on there. Camera. Oh no, I've got the camera down there. How about the flip-flops? I could add the flip-flops there. There we go. Right, I'm liking that. That's going to go in there. That's going to go there. Sentiment, what have I done with you? You're here. So you're going to go under here. And then what I might do is... I could pop the cherries there. That's about right. Do I put 2 bunches of cherries? Could do that, couldn't I? And then... yeah. Sorry, silence on a video is never good, is it? Contemplating. Right, let's leave that there for a second. Let's go over here. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take the camera. She said, looking for it. There it is. I'm going to pop that one down there. I'm going to add the flip-flops here. And maybe the bottle. I want to add to the bottle. I'm going to keep the flowers, because then they can go there and there. Do I add the bottle there? And that there. I think I've got some stars to add, and they are suggested that you put them on the pink bits, so opposite, so 2 up here and maybe 1 down here, or 3 and 2. I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4, so I could probably 2 and 2 could go that way. I've got a pair of glasses I could put down here under the ticket. So I'm going to put the camera on pause, and I'm going to stick down the embellishments, and I will be back. Okay, so we're back. So what have I done? Let's have a look. So I've put the 2 glasses here, bottles here, to balance the one that my daughter's holding. This one is flat and this one is on a dimensional, making sure that I haven't put the dimensional on the photograph. Using the stamp and seal on the photos is fine, but I'm not sure that the dimensionals are photo friendly. So now I've put the 2 cherries down here with sentiment. I've overlapped them, and these 2 are up on dimensionals as well. As you can see, I've put the 2 flowers and the stamps, stars, and I've just glued everything down there. However, on this side, I have made this another little pocket and popped the flip-flops in. I've put the camera here up on dimensionals, got the 2 stars, which balance out those 2 stars. I've got a very similar makeup here to this one. I don't have the yellow flip-flops because I've put them down here. However, that is fine because I'm going to have a flip-flap here. So I don't want too much, but I have got like a little tag down here, and that is what the end result of project 1 looks like. I hope you like that. I'm really happy with the layout, and I'm looking forward to doing the other 2. So catch up with me on Wednesday and Friday. Take care. Bye.